I can see a little face popping out of the tunnel. Right, good morning. It's Sunday. It's just after 6. The gates have just opened a couple of minutes ago. The sun is still making its way up. It hasn't quite risen yet. Still quite dark. And we're back on the road. So the plan for this morning, we're going to go north of LETABA. I'm going to take a little loop. It's a dirt loop. It's the S95. And it's quite a short loop. We're going to do that quickly, and then we're going to take a loop out sort of northwest of LETABA. They're called the S47, which is quite a lengthy loop. It's about 30 kilometers, also dirt. And yeah, it looks like another spectacular day about to unfold. Another cloudless sky, and weather-wise, I think we're in for much of the same over the last couple of days. 28, 29, 30 degrees. So buckle up, enjoy the ride. Hopefully we see some decent game today. I'll bring you all the action as it unfolds, and yeah, looking forward to what the day brings us. Have fun. You hear that? The sound of the bush waking up. Let's keep moving. My giraffe thinks that I haven't seen him, standing perfectly still, not wanting to expose himself too much. That's the first little group of impala I've seen this morning. So I'm driving this little section of the river. It's the LETABA river, and it's just before the Mingaho Dam, and there's some beautiful big trees, and I'm deliberately going quite slowly because, you know, these are the perfect sort of trees that I imagine a leopard would want to hang out in. So I've got my eyes open, but have a look at these trees. There's just so many nice places for leopards to hang out in. I'd be nervous if I was a baboon hanging out in this area, because I'm convinced this is prime leopard territory, and the baboon is one of the favorite meals to prey on for leopards. So those guys better watch out. So the giraffes seem to be very shy today. I was just making the turn in this loop, and I looked, you know, what I thought was a road. I looked down the road, and at first I didn't notice this guy, and suddenly out of the corner of my eye, I think his ear flicked, and I noticed him. He hasn't moved. I mean, he's basically just staring at me. Yeah, okay, now he's moving. There we go, a lone giraffe. So the viewing this morning has been a little bit scarce. We haven't seen much. I've kept my eyes open. Couple of impalas, one or two giraffe, no ellies, no buffaloes, no kudu. Maybe it's just the area that we're in. There's not a lot of long grass here. It's mostly mopani trees, some other big sycamore trees, and not a lot of grass vegetation, which is probably why we're not seeing much of the grazing game. So I'm gonna basically make my way back to the main road now and see if we can find a patch of land that has a little bit more grass in it, and as a result I'm sure we'll see more grazers and browsers. and maybe 1 or 2 predators. Let's have a look. Okay, just spotted a female kudu walking across the road from right to left. I'm going to see if I can get a closer look. She's a little bit hidden there, but on my right hand side is the rest of her herd. They're also very hidden in the bushes here. I'll see if I can get a better view. No, they're all very shy today. There were about 4 or 5 of them on the right hand side, just behind the trees, well camouflaged and very shy. But we'll carry on moving ahead. I'm sure there'll be more. So just perched on top of that that tree there is what I think is the brown snake eagle, and the reason I say that is because I've looked in the book, I've looked through the binos. It's got grey feet and a grey beak, not the distinctive yellow which some of the other eagles have, and that seems to be the only brown looking eagle with grey feet and a grey beak. So I'm assuming that it's the brown snake eagle. Okay, we've got some buffalo road traffic up ahead, quite a big boy in front, and a little guy and a youngster behind. There's a real big guy coming through here. You hopefully you get a glimpse of him. Now that is a monster buffalo. I'd hate to run into him on a bad day. Seems like I've got the whole herd crossing in front of me now. Good healthy looking buffalo feeding on all this long grass, So definitely was a good call to find the longer grass, because we've seen a little bit more than we did down at the river line, where there wasn't much of this long grass. So just something interesting quickly about those buffalo. I was reading that they're one of the few animals that can process and digest that long yellow, almost straw-like grass, and they really play quite an important role in the bush, in that they're able to clear that grass out so that, you know, the sweeter, shorter grasses, which are fed on by the wildebeests and the impalas, get some sunlight and get to grow. So without the buffalo clearing out that thick grass, you know, there wouldn't be the sweeter grasses for the wildebeest and the impala. So yeah, I mean, it's just an interesting, it's just interesting to know, you know, the role that each of the animals plays in clearing out the bush. Obviously your giraffes kind of are the top browsers, so they'll browse at the top of the trees. Animals like kudus are your mid browsers, so they graze around the mid-level of the tree. Another interesting fact, I didn't know this, but impalas are both browsers and grazers, so they will eat off the bottoms of the tree, but they'll also eat those sweeter grasses, as I mentioned. So literally from, you know, the top of the bush all the way down to the sweet grass at the bottom, you know, each one of those animals is playing a different role in kind of keeping the vegetation, I guess, trimmed back and pruned, and regenerating it. Interesting, eh? Okay, it's now 10 a.m. I'm gonna head back to camp. I'm probably about 5 or 6 k's outside of camp at the moment. It's hot now. It's I mean, like I said, it's 10 a.m. We're at 19 degrees, so I think it's going to be quite a warm day. I don't know if I'm going to head out too early. Yesterday we went out at 3. It was still far too hot, but you know, I had other reasons for heading out. We had to go and fill up the car, and we had to send messages off to home. So today I'll probably 3:45, 4 p.m. we'll hit the dirt roads again, and there's a loop quite close to LETABA camp. It's a circular loop. It goes past, you remember the other day we went past the Engelhard Dam, and I actually did the northern part of that dam. Today I'm going to loop around on the southern part of Engelhard Dam. It's very close to LETABA camp, so it's probably a 15 to 17 kilometer loop in total. I guess that'll take us, based on our averages, probably an hour or so, and we'll give ourselves a little bit of time for stopping and seeing what we can see, and obviously hopefully catching the sunset. So close to 4 p.m. this afternoon we'll resume the trip, we'll resume the adventure, and hopefully we have a little bit more luck this afternoon than we did this morning. I've just spotted a hyena here on my left hand side. I'm just going to wind the window down and give you a visual. Just hang on. Oh, and there's a little cub. And another one. Now that is pretty special. So she's got 2 little cubs. I don't know how old they are, but I mean they're still suckling. So I guess maybe a month or 2, maybe a couple of months. She's just lying here in the dirt. The 2 little ones are feeding. I noticed her as I was driving up to the main road here, and I didn't see the little ones at first, and then they kind of came bounding out of the little scrub bush here next to the road and followed Mom, and now they're just she's just resting in the shade of the tree there on the dirt, and the little ones are feeding. So there's a 4th hyenas that's come out of here. There must be a den right here by the road. He's a little bit older than the other 2 little cubs, but still a youngster. I'm pretty certain that there are more here. I just can't see them from where I am. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with these guys for another couple of minutes, and while I'm looking around, there's a good 10-12 vultures just behind me circling above, which could be an indication of a kill up the road. So I'm going to stick with these guys for another couple of minutes, and then I'm going to go and wander up the road here to my right and see what those vultures are up to. So it's not surprising that these guys are lying down. I mean, hyenas are typically nocturnal. You know, they hunt or they scavenge at night. So they've probably, had an active night. And when it comes down, to this time of the day, 10 o'clock, 10 past 10, they've obviously, they're tired and they're resting, getting ready for the next night. So yeah, it's not unusual to see them lying about like this. I'm gonna make my way up to the vultures. I can see them circling above the road there, so let's go and see what's happening up there, and we'll come back to these hyenas now. So I can count 5 or 6 vultures sitting in the trees across to my right there. They're too far in for me to see anything. I can definitely smell what smells to be a carcass. The wind's kind of blowing in my direction, and you can definitely, there's a very strong, pungent, unpleasant smell. So there must be a carcass or something there that they're interested in. But I don't hear any other noises. Maybe it's a couple of days old. I'm gonna go back to the hyenas now and see if they're still there. Okay, yeah, the hyenas are still here. There's the mom with the 2 cubs still feeding, and we saw the sort of 4th youngster emerge from the little den, and there's a 5th one now, also a youngster. So I don't know whether these are hers, or whether they're part of a sort of a bigger litter, but there's 2 that are definitely older than the 2 young cubs, so maybe they're from a different mom. I'm not sure. Have a look at this. So I don't know if you saw that, but that's clearly where the den is. He's actually crawled in where the waterway that's basically cut under this road. There's a like a little flow channel for the water to flow from sort of the top down, and he's making use of that little tunnel as his den. So he's just crawled in there now, obviously out of danger. Probably a very clever place for him to go and hide. So Mom's gone off to the other side of that little tunnel. She's just kind of peering over the top, looking at me. But maybe while we're on the topic of hyenas, something I read the other day, something I thought was quite interesting. Obviously, they play quite an important role in the development of vultures. Funny enough, obviously both being scavengers, and the role that they play is that the jaw of the hyena is so powerful. It's the only jaw, it's the only animal capable of breaking down bone to the little pieces of bone fragment small enough for vultures to pick up and feed to their youngsters. And that bone calcium is vital in as those young vultures are developing before they start to learn to fly. And without that calcium, they're not strong enough to basically lift their bodies and fly. So yeah, it was just interesting to kind of read about the importance of the hyena in the development and the growth of another vulture, another scavenger, that being the vulture. Okay, she's moved off now. She's crossing the road, kind of going into the bushes. I'm going to make my way back. Those vultures are all flying about in the sky at the moment. But like I said, I think it's too far for me to see anything. But they're clearly on a carcass. And there was that smell that I could smell earlier. Okay, that was an interesting end to the morning. Just when you think things are pretty normal and boring, Mother Nature throws you a little treat. Yeah, so good to see those little hyena cubs with the mom, 4 of them. Very special, and yeah, we're rewarded in the end. On my way back now to LETABA, and we'll resume on the afternoon drive. Right, welcome back. It's just after 3:30 Sunday afternoon. It's day 2 of the Tour de France, but I'm giving all of that up this afternoon to take you on an awesome game drive. We're going to do south of the Engelhart Dam. It's the S46 and the S94. It's a loop of about 20-25 kilometers. Should take us about 2 hours to do, with a couple of stops and some sightings. And first sighting of the day, a couple of baboons. We'll just keep moving. They look like they're up to no good. There's a day visitors camp literally behind these trees, and they're probably just contemplating their attack on the day visitors' food baskets. Good luck. Some young Impala rams. So yeah, that's the plan for this afternoon's game drive. We will obviously catch the last rays of sun. We'll watch that sun go down. We'll stop at a couple of viewpoints, see what we can see, and generally just soak it all up. Another afternoon in the bush. Enjoy. Okay, I'm at the Engelhart Dam. This is the southern part of the dam. I'm actually on the dam wall here. And yeah, apart from the amazing sounds of the fish eagle that I can hear periodically, I can also count 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably about 12 elephants. Just, there's hardly any water in this part of the dam. I think it's kind of further up. So they, but it's quite green, and there's lots of, you know, obviously good grass and good grazing for them. So they're all kind of clustered in the bottom of the dam here. Have a look. So we've got 2 zebra here. Looks like a mom and her youngster just coming down for a drink of water. Moving. Can you hear that? That's the sound of nothing. Let's keep going. Can't see that because we're directly into the sun, but some elephants crossing up ahead here. Just slow down. Okay, it's just before 5 p.m. now. I'm actually quite close to the LETABA camp, so I've got a little bit of time to kill. I'm gonna head back to the point where we saw the hyena and her little cubs earlier this morning. So it's only a couple of k's down the main road, the tar road, from where we're staying tonight. So I've got time, and let's go have a look and see if she's still there, whether that den that they were using is a permanent thing or whether it was just a temporary sort of shelter for the day for them. So yeah, we're probably 10 minutes away from where I spotted them. We're gonna head there now. Just saw a little black-backed jackal cross the road and run into that area, but he's disappeared quickly. Okay, this is where we spotted the hyena with her little cubs. They were just lying in this little dirt patch down below, and they had their little den underneath the tunnel there. They're not on this side, so they might have moved off. I'm going to do a quick check on the other side there quickly. Let's see if we can find them. No, so it doesn't look like they're there. Or I mean, they could be there. They might be in the tunnel. I don't know, but I certainly can't see them. So I assume they've probably moved off. So yeah, I think that's probably close to the end of today's drive. I'm gonna turn around now, slowly drive back to camp. We'll get 1 or 2 sunset views on the way, and then that pretty much brings to end another day. Tomorrow's plan is to move down to Skukuza. So I haven't been to Skukuza before. It's in the southern part of the park, and you'll remember that I added those 4 extra days on. So 2 of them have already flown by here at LETABA camp. 2 more days in the park, and then I head home. So tomorrow, quite a long drive. I think I'm in for about 5.5 hours of driving. So I'll plan to get out quite early. I'll probably skip breakfast, just pack some fruit and nuts and a flask of coffee, and try to get out as soon as the gates open tomorrow. Make the drive down, give myself some time to stop in and take a look at some of the viewpoints and the water points and the dams and the pans and the just places of interest along the way. And then then we will check into Skukuza. Sorry, I think I've just seen the hyena up ahead. I'm going to we're just gonna go. It's about 150 meters up the road. Let's just see if it's the same hyena with her cubs. So those are 2 of the little guys. I don't know where the other 2 and where Mom is. They must be around here somewhere. But yeah, those are pretty much 2 of the cubs that we saw this morning. I'm gonna go a couple of meters up the road, turn around, and just get a better angle out of my driver's side door. So they're just lying here. They're looking across the road in, to my left in that general direction and listening. So obviously Mom's on that side somewhere. They're a little bit nervous. When I first parked next to them, they kind of got up. But I think once I turned the engine off and the noise had died down, they then lay down again. So they seem to be comfortable, and they're just here waiting and listening. So I don't know if Mom is with the other 2. That can't be far because these guys are very attentive and they're kind of watching, out to the left. So she's obviously out there somewhere. We'll wait here for another couple of minutes. I've still got time. Still got half an hour before the gates close. So we'll see what they do, and we'll just watch them for a bit. Okay, I watched them. They were just lying here for another 5 minutes or so, and then 1 or 2 cars came past. They got a little bit nervous, and they've just gotten up now and they're walking down the road. You can see them on the road. Still no sign of mom or the rest of the cubs, so maybe she's out looking for some food. I'm gonna go back past the den. Maybe the rest of them are actually just still back at the den. I'm not sure. Let's go have a look. Oh, I can see a little face popping out of the tunnel, so clearly the other guys are still here. So I don't know whether you can see that. It's probably, the light's probably not helping us, but he's definitely there at the tunnel entrance. I can just see one, so I assume maybe the other one is also hidden in there in the den. But yeah, look, I think these little hyenas, they look cute, but make no mistake, they are vicious, deadly scavengers. But I guess all animals, as little babies or as little cubs, as young animals, look cute and cuddly. But yeah, he's going to grow up hopefully to be a successful scavenger, helping out in the ecosystem. Anyway, I think have a look at the sunset. I'll see if he comes out. Right, I'm going to leave this little guy in peace. It's 5:15. We're going to make it back to camp with time to spare today. Yeah, it's been another good day. I must be honest, the highlight I think were definitely those hyenas. Seeing them this morning and then again this afternoon was very special, and seeing the babies, I mean, just young, newly born, or animals that are still suckling and still protected by the den. There's just something special about it. So for me, that was a highlight. But like I say, tomorrow we got another drive south to Skukuza. It's a long one. We're likely to see quite a few things. I've had a look at the sightings reports and the boards, and it looks like there's a lot of activity down in the south. There usually is, but a couple of prides of lions have been spotted down near Lower Sabi, through Satara, around Skukuza. So we're going to Skukuza tomorrow. Hopefully we bump into one or two of those prides of lions on the way down. I'll be sure to have the camera ready and to show you what that looks like if we come across it. So until then, enjoy what's left of this beautiful day. Okay, I've literally come probably 200 meters down the road, and I came across the mom hyena. She's just lying in the dirt, obviously resting, waiting for the sun to set, waiting for her nocturnal instincts to kick in and go probably hunting or scavenging for some food for that young family of hers. So yeah, she's still around, she's still in the area, not wandering off too far from the den and from the little ones. Yeah, glad we found her.